I'm here with Bob, right?
Yeah.
And Bob is a subscriber of mine, and we met over here somewhere in Florida. I guess we could say we met in Brooksville. He's got a camper van that he's been building. How long have you been building that for?
Yeah, I put 75 days in. I started in July, but I had a setback when I tore my bicep tendon, so lost 5 weeks there. So it's somewhere in August I started, and it's not totally done yet. You can see one of my doors is not in place for the cabinets right now because I'm doing the electric. But almost ready. Another 2 weeks, I'm ready to hit the road big time.
What are some of your plans for the future with this build that you have?
Well, I'm going to go wherever I'm going on an adventure. And the adventure means I could go wherever I want, whenever I want, and I'm going to go where it's warm.
Bob is from New York State. So New York State is pretty cold by Albany. So I don't blame him at all for wanting to go where it's warm like Florida. But you want to go out west too.
I'm going to go, I'll end up in California, Austin, I'll probably end up in Houston. I got friends all over the United States and family all over the United States. I'm going to go visit people, and when they see me on Facebook, they ask me to stop by. So yeah, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. And
And something very interesting, Bob is known in a rock climbing world as
Church Bob.
You have something that I don't have in my van, and that is you got an insurance company to insure the build that you did. I didn't tell my insurance company about my build, so I'm just paying regular insurance, but none of the stuff on the inside is insured necessarily if something happens. Now you have it so that you are insured for this stuff. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Well, what I did is I researched it and found out it's pretty hard to get a van where you convert it to get it covered with a policy. So I have a good insurance agent, and she helped me out, and she said you can't have any running water for a shower or a toilet, and you can't have a stove or propane in it.
You're allowed to have the other propane stove.
I never asked.
You never asked?
No.
Okay.
But I have a feeling the little Mr. Buddy stove I'm allowed to have.
Right, okay.
Just so it's not a big propane tank hooked into the system.
Right.
When I designed this van, there were a couple things that were musts. First, I had to be able to fit my bike underneath the bed area with the bike standing up in its upright position, and then I wanted to build a basement area so that I could bring anything I wanted on the road with me, because this is all I have. And it could be for months and months. That's all I will have. So I built a little basement, a little area for my bikes, a little area for my chairs, and it's not all worked out yet, but within 2 weeks I should be all worked out and it should be ready to go. Here's my bed area. Some nice cabinets here, rock climbing books, some clothes on this side. These are the first cabinets I ever built, so it was pretty shaky, but I did it. Cabinets are made out of maple. Most of it's 1/2 inch, but the doors are 3/4 of an inch. Made it much easier to put the hinges on.
How big is your bed?
My bed is 73 inches by 60. If you're more than 6 foot tall, it might be a little rough. Yeah, the reason it's 60 inches, you can lay on an angle and be a lot taller and be in this bed. The thing that I like about this van the best, and one of the lumber stores where I went, a guy helped me pick the ceiling that I used, and the ceiling makes it look a lot longer. These are the closets that I built, and this is the first cabinets I've ever built in my entire life. Just to show you some, and I made my life harder by putting this edge banding on. Nightmare, but I learned how to do it by the time I got to the last few doors. This is where all my clothes are gonna go. There's a rack here. Same thing down here. Here's where my coats go. So this closet is basically for my clothes that hang on hangers, my jackets and everything, because who knows where I'm going to be. Then the next set of closets I have a little area for my certain things, like my towels, my blankets, and a few other things. In case I ever want to listen to some music or whatever, I have them up there. My lower cabinet is built a little different because it's pretty high, I can stick my guitars in here. Can't go on a trip without guitars, right? Van building is all about decisions, and the actual hinges that you decide to use is this big decision-making process. I happen to get the one that requires 3 holes to be drilled, and it's pretty easy. Once you get it in place, it can only go on this piece of wood one certain way. So once you get the height and the bottom adjusted at the right place, it's real easy to do. These cabinets, self-closing cabinets. This cabinet, I keep my little stove in here, my Mr. Buddy heater. I have a portable toilet down here. It looks like a mess because I'm not living in this van. I had to just get this stuff in here so I could come down to Tampa and finish my van build. Everybody has to choose a kind of lighting that they want to choose. I chose these little lights on the top. They're each about, altogether, each 4, I have 8 lights up here, and that's about 2 watts worth of lighting. I already, although they're not hooked up right now, I've tested them and I can't believe how much light actually comes out of those.
What's your thoughts on the width of your hallway there? Did you think about that before you built it, or?
I did give it some thought about what this width was going to be here, and before these cabinets, even one of the cabinets, one of the sides got done, it was so much room in the van. Once I put one cabinet in, I said, uh-oh, I'm getting claustrophobic already. But I wanted to at least have close to 2 feet here for the width, because I'm not a big guy, but I'm a little bit wide, and I wanted to be able to get through here. So I thought this would be enough to get in and out. This was going to be my technical cabinet. It's going to contain all my electronics. There is going to be a radio or stereo in this section. This controls my inverter. It's a Magnum remote for my Magnum converter. This controls my charge controllers. It's a Trimetric 2030 TM2030 remote for my charge controller, which is in my battery section. Also, this is a microwave, and to get a microwave that works in an RV, because you're gonna, if you stick a standard microwave in it in something that goes on the road and gets vibrated, chances are it's gonna break. So I got an RV microwave, very low wattage. Who knows if I'll use it? People have told me I probably won't because it destroys your food.
You are not going to use this that much.
Really?
That's my prediction.
Now, why do you say that, Lewis?
My prediction. Time will tell. You're going to let me know if I'm right or wrong.
I will definitely let you know. This whole cabinet here isn't only just for my technical stuff and my electronic stuff. It's also for a few little storage things that I have here. And I couldn't go home without it because my daughter would have my head if I didn't have my vitamin B12, because she said, Dad, you have to reduce your stress level and this will help you. So there it is, vitamin B12. So on my roof, there's 3 panels, 150 watts each. So that's 450 watts that come down and go through my Bogart Engineering 2030 charge controller, which is right here. And that goes into my batteries. I have 3 batteries, VMAX tanks batteries, and they're 125 amp hours. So that gives me 375 amp hours, but you know you can only use half of that at the most. I have a Magnum inverter. It's 1,000 watt pure sine wave inverter. I also have an AC/DC distribution panel where you can see I have 5 breakers. This is my main, and there's my 4 circuits, and I could have got double breakers, but I only was going to have 4 circuits for my AC. And here's where all my DC goes. As you can see, my fuses aren't in yet. I don't have this fully hooked up. By probably the day after Christmas, my solar and my electric will totally be functional. This is my kitchen area right here. And what starts off in my kitchen area is my Corian countertop. This is one of the things that I had made for me by a kitchen guy. These are the first drawers I ever built in my life, and before I put these on in there, it was hard to decide what I was going to do to hold them in place. I'd be driving down the road once I put stuff in them and they'd be like opening them on their own. So I put these in. These are temporary. I'm going to get black because black is my trim go-to here. So I have 2 drawers here, and you can actually fit a lot of stuff in drawers. Now I have a Norcold Refrigerator. It's small and has a little bit of stuff in it, not too much, but that's a Norcold 2.7 cubic foot. I think it's an NR 751BB if I remember right. Here's where my water source is going to be. I have two 6-gallon cans. And one's going to be for fresh water, the other one's going to be for what drains in the sink. This is the last cabinet that I actually built. It took me about 4 hours to build. And I have some basic things in here, but these cabinets are all routed out so everything fits in like a puzzle, and it came out pretty good, I gotta say. It's only 3 feet long, so it's not like the 60-inch ones in the back I had, but by the time I got to building this cabinet, I was already pretty good at it. Now I'm going to get hydraulic pumps to hold these open, and hopefully within a week or two they'll be installed, and this van is going to be functional and ready to go. In this van there are multiple rooms. There's a bedroom, a basement, there's a living area, a kitchen. You have to complete a van by having an attic. So I actually have 2 attic spaces. But this is a pretty good space, and it doesn't look big, but it's pretty deep, and you can fit a lot of things into this attic. Also, my daughter gave me this a long time ago. This is a rock climber. You can see the little rope, but must be rappelling off. And since I'm a rock climber, we had to have that. Right here is a max fan, roof vent fan. And this was another big decision, but somehow I decided on this over the other one. I forget the name of it. Louis, you have one of them.
Fantastic fan.
A fantastic fan. Swivel seats. I could turn around. Now I could be in the living space of the van. No longer in the driving space or the passenger space. I could turn around and be part of the house. So if my TV's up here, I could watch TV from right here. Just so everybody doesn't think that I put a cardboard floor in, underneath I have laminate flooring.
Thank you for showing me your van.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you for coming over and meeting with me.
Hey, thanks for meeting with me. I've been waiting to meet you for a long time. I can't believe it. My first person that lives in a van that I met.
You like coffee?
Yeah, definitely.
It's too bad I don't have any for you.
Oh, it's Christmas time though.
All right, fine. Here, some Timmy's. Here's some Timmy's. Take the Timmy's, Bob. Take the Timmy's, Bob. Give me the Timmy's, Bob. But as for you, Bethlehem Ephratah, too little to be among the clans of Judah, from you one will go forth for me, to be ruler in Israel. His goings forth are from long ago, from the days of eternity. Micah 5:2.
I've been up 3,000 feet.
Oh, that's nothing. I mean, Ben Jones could do that in his sleep. I mean, I wouldn't do it, but he would do it. Bob has a very interesting career, or he had a very interesting career.
John Hurd was the best actor I ever boomed for, and he was so good. And just to tell you a quick story about that, he was in my daughter's movie, and when he was in there, in order to get my daughter very comfortable, he would be telling these dirty jokes. So finally, at one point, my daughter looked at John and said, "John, see that guy with the boom and the headphones? That's my dad, and he could hear everything that you say." And John Hurd looked back at me and he looked like this. "That's your dad?" He didn't believe it because he thought I would like her brother or something. Say that in the video.
Oh. Hey, focus on me. I'm the star of the show. Come on. Oh, there you go. I'm the star of the show. Now it's focused on me. Now it's good.
That's good.
It's all good.
I'm the co-star. So
I did say action. I'm supposed to say action. I'm the director. Well, I'm not the director. Spielberg is the director. But in his absence, he's doing some editing. I am the acting director. Action!
Okay, so oh wait, I didn't hear action.
Action! Look right in here. There's got to be motivation for this part of
Wait
the
a
act.
second, wait. How do we get there though?
I know how to get there. I forgot how to get there.
You know how we got there?
Spielberger, when you see this, do not use this. And action!
So these are the
Go. Action.
Oh, action. So the next set of closets I have.
Cut. I'm making a production over here. Quiet on set. Action.
So yeah, I'm the director.
All right. Just